Okay, so let us start today's Murli. Today's Murli is dated. Let me screen the. Yeah, today Murli is dated 7th of March 1981. So this Murli would have three sections. We would be reading first section today, followed by second tomorrow, and probably third on the Monday. Murli heading is Become a Magnet who is an embodiment of peace and spread rays of peace everywhere. So the specific portion of Murli where Baba would be elaborating on the title would be the second part, which is tomorrow. So we will understand what Baba means of being embodiment of peace and spreading peace tomorrow. And the third part of Murli would focus on Baba meeting different groups. So today Murli, the section of the Murli which we'll be reading today is specifically in the context of a mega event which happened in Delhi that year. So earlier in Yagya, we never had very big events, but it was in the year 1981, after the Avyakt Mass, a very grand level mega program or gathering was organized in Delhi. And this was the first of its kind. Prior to this, there was no such major event in Yagya. And you can think of like these days we have gadgets, so many technology, internet, WhatsApp, phones. Those days, all of these were not there. And gathering so many people, that too at the time when the Yajna was not that much famous. So there was a lot of challenges which everybody faced in terms of getting permissions, approvals, and the challenges were quite huge. But still, with that zeal and enthusiasm which the Brahmins had, they were able to successfully accomplish the event. And that event was such that there was a participation from all over Bharat. Each state had a separate stall in that mega program, and that is how there was a representation of everyone. And after that big event, many such mega programs were held across India. So the second one happened in Mumbai, then Kolkata, Madras, everywhere. So Babdada is meeting this group after that event. So while I read the Murli, let's take the Murli in the spirit of two contests. First one is how Baba acknowledges whatever seva we do. We might be doing such programs or similar programs, maybe big or small, even today. But Baba sees it and Baba praises and acknowledges that. So let's read this Murli in that context because probably none of us were there at that time when this major program happened. And second thing, while reading this Murli, we can also reflect on what should be the governing criteria to make a program success. What Baba sees one should follow so that we enjoy the program and as well as we take some learnings from it, even while do such programs today. So with that background, let's start the Murli. Today, the Holiest Father has come to celebrate a meeting with you holy swans. Baba is giving us the title of Holy Swans, Holy Huns. Only you, most elevated souls, can experience this lovely and unique meeting. So, lovely meeting is being experienced only by us, elevated souls. and it is only at this time that you can experience it. The Father has come in response to the love of you children. You children have shown your response of love by all coming together and cooperating in service. Bap Dada is very pleased to see this gathering of love. You accomplished your task smoothly by overcoming with love obstacles of your nature and of the iron aged devilish community. So, in the background, just think Baba is praising that success of that mega program. So that task was accomplished because there was, as I mentioned, a lot of obstacles, both of the nature as well as Baba actually used the word Prakriti in the original Hindi Murli and iron aged devilish world community because of course external people also causes that obstacles. In return for this cooperation and love, Bap Dada is showering you children with flowers of congratulations. Congratulations for having the love of considering the Father's task to be your own and achieving success in that. So, another way of getting congratulations or getting success is to consider Father's task as our own task and thereby achieving success. Just to give you the context, interpretation of this, if I go to office and I just am concerned with my own work as an employee, probably I may not get that much benefit. But if I consider, apart from my regular duties, if I think that I'm in a way responsible for the company, for the progress of company, so the way I approach things, probably approaching work, will be totally different. And that is the reason why an employee and the owner of an organization have very different mindsets. So similarly, may it be any task, may it be any seva at yagya or at center or at, of any program, if we consider father's task as our own task, then achieving success would be very easy. So Baba says, however, you have only just begun the first task of the power of the gathering. What you did just now was just a sample. Now your creation has to grow and make you into instruments for the unlimited task. You experienced how, with the power of everyone in the gathering, all the different obstacles easily vanished. Okay, another secret Baba is revealing is that the gathering. So first Baba mentions that you instruments for the unlimited task, you experience how with the power of everyone in the gathering. So Sangathan ki Shakti, Baba used this word in Hindi Sakar Murli, Hindi Avyakt Murli. The obstacles can be easily vanished because the positive energy that a group, a gathering creates that helps us achieve success on any obstacle. All of you had the elevated thought that success is your birthright and thereby made the task successful. Bap Dada is pleased to see the children's zeal, enthusiasm, hard work, and love. So, four things Baba mentions: zeal, enthusiasm, hard work, and love. What special lesson did you learn from this gathering? Do you know this? Any task you accomplish teaches you a lesson for the future. So, what lesson did you learn from this? So someone responded, सहन करने की शक्ति, tolerance. So Baba told, you now have to imbibe this lesson even more firmly. This task taught you a practical lesson for the future in how to remain constantly double light and constantly ever ready. Okay, so Baba mentions double light and ever ready, that too constant. Those who are double light will easily be able to make themselves embodiment of success in everything they do. They will easily be able to conduct themselves according to the time and the circumstances. In their minds, they will be able to remain constantly lost in love. So there would be, so Baba is mentioning two symptoms or two outcomes of we being double light. First one he's mentioning is they will be easily able to conduct themselves according to the time and the circumstances. And second one he says the minds will be able to remain constantly lost in love. So obviously if we are not double light, if we are heavy in the mind, we may, instead of getting lost in love, we will lose love. And of- first one which Baba mentions, we will not be able to adjust ourselves due to the time and circumstances because we are not light. Further, Baba says, today, Baba has come just to congratulate you children for all your hard work. Now, continue to perform even greater tasks and continue to make progress. Bap Dada can see all the tasks much more clearly than you can. By using your physical facilities, sometimes you can go somewhere and sometimes you can't. How long does it take Bap Dada to go anywhere? So another thing which Baba, in this paragraph, Baba is acknowledging the work which children do. He's congratulating us. Sometimes we might feel that, oh, I have done such seva. Is Baba really seeing it? But Baba mentions probably due to physical facilities, we might not be able to see everything. Even for a specific seva, a program which we conduct, we would just see the limited success element of that program where we were responsible or which we could experience. But Baba can see overall from all aspects. That is where Baba is mentioning. Baba Dada can see all the tasks much more clearly than you can. By using your physical facilities, sometimes you can go somewhere and sometimes you can't. How long does it take Baba Dada to go anywhere? It is said, we, that is the first generation, saw what you, that is those who came later, didn't see. The father's love messages, the father's love massages your feet. Those from Delhi became the instruments. But all of you children from everywhere, each of you Brahmin souls came onto the field of service to help and give your finger to lift the mountain of service. And so that Mela was in Delhi, but yeah, there was a representation from each state, as I mentioned earlier. Babdada is massaging your feet with love and remembrance and constantly keeping you under the canopy of his constant company. So just like after heavy sport or heavy day's work, the mother may massage the kid, the child, Just similar way, even Baba massages after a heavy seva which we do, and that will help us experience his constant company. Further, Baba says, "You are not tired, are you?" So Baba is very smart. First, he tells that I'm massaging you, and then he's just checking, "Are you really tired now?" You are called forgivers, foreigners. Sorry, you are called foreigners just in name. All of you, in fact, being to this original land tirelessly and with much love, you also successfully accomplished the task of awakening Kumbhakarna. So there was again a group of foreigners sitting. So Baba even acknowledges their presence, and Baba is mentioning that tirelessly and with much love, you also have successfully accomplished the task of awakening Kumbhakarna. So of course, there was a some delegates, the double foreigners also attending that event, and maybe some Kumbhakarnas or some people would have awakened due to their presence. This is why Bab Dada is giving all of you the title number one. Did all of you foreigners hear this? The day will come when a similar huge task will also be undertaken abroad. All of you are dancing in happiness. So, yeah, after Baba mentioning number one, who would not like to dance? So, this is another way of appreciating things which Baba does with us. And we, as Brahmins, maybe in Lokik or Alokik, whenever we see others also doing some good, great work, we can appreciate them, and that is how they will also dance in happiness. So another thing Baba is revealing that just similar things of bigger mega events which we have in Bharat, probably in future, same thing would happen abroad. And of course it happened, like we had these projects of minutes of peace and others, even every now and then there are major such events keep on happening. Further, Baba says a special memorial is created of this sweet meeting today. Bab Dada also loves this unlimited Mela very much. Bab Dada is giving special love and remembrance to all you children who have made a lot of effort with love to come and who have arrived here from faraway places. Love brings anything at a distance closer. Beautiful statement. Love brings anything at a distance closer. Because of the bond of your love and the cooperation of your love, those of you who live the furthest away in Bharat are experiencing yourselves to be close. This is why Bap Dada is giving special love to you children of Bharat who live far away. You are very innocent and very loving. This is why the special vision of love of the Father, the innocent Lord, is on you children. All of you consider yourselves to be multi-million times fortunate. Do you not? Acha. So again, another thing, maybe not everybody could participate in Madhuban after the event, right? So Baba even is acknowledging all the children who are far, probably in Delhi, uh, or maybe other states, wherever people were there. So again, he's mentioning that love brings anything closer. And because of this bond of love, even persons staying furthest away in Bharat are experiencing themselves to be close. And so we all probably might be experiencing whenever we see the live transmission of Bap Dada on YouTube these days or TV, that as if we are sitting in front of Baba at Madhuban. So yes, that's all for today. Maybe we can continue tomorrow. The main section of Murli where Baba mentions about this uh, silence power. Now we can just reflect on whatever we read so far for another minute and then we'll start sharings. Om Shanti. Okay, maybe we can start sharing. What all things in the Murli y'all could think, y'all could relate to? Power of gathering, task, lessons of tolerance, double light, constantly, ever ready, hard work, and love. Okay, like just read whatever is in the chat.
One thing I could notice is acknowledgement. Acknowledgement for those who are physically present, acknowledgement for those whose vibrations are there, acknowledging a small little task in the unlimited space.
Yes, and I was just reflecting on this part that during Sakar Baba, uh, children, whatever seva they did, of course, they might not be doing that kind of seva which we do these days. I mean, even if they would have done a small seva of giving gyan to a couple of people, these days we might do in wholesale. But even if they would do that for two, three people, or even for that matter of for any exhibition, any MLA or any small person would also come. They would give the news to Baba, that's Sakar Baba, and Baba used to really acknowledge them because I heard this from different experiences of seniors. Of course, Baba used to always give some learnings also because Baba knows the level of seva and the level of uh, the sthiti which we have to maintain. But at the same time, Baba also acknowledged and appreciated what children did. And as children, because children always felt that telling Baba is basically Shiv Baba or Brahma Baba acknowledged. At that time, Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba were in a way one and the same. So the kind of intoxication which people used to get was like anything, at top of the sky. And similar thing would happen even at the time of Avik Bapdada, because you all must be knowing that mm, ever since you all have started seeing like Baba on stage, I'm not sure in the group how many saw that before 2017, but in the days even before 2017, even before 2000s, when Baba was meeting each person, everybody used to share some or the other thing. Baba, I did this, we did that, and Baba used to acknowledge. So that is such a good thing. Like for Shiv Baba or Brahma Baba, these things may not be that much great, because when they see the future's level of seva, that kind of seva which these people might have done, maybe in 1981 or even in the Sakar Baba, the quantum would be very small, but still Baba acknowledges. So this is something great thing that we should learn when we see our juniors, maybe at our office colleagues, or it could be some new souls at the center. Whatever little they do, it's our responsibility to you know move them ahead, just like a master Brahma. At the same time, whatever things we do, we should not feel that who is watching us. There is no one whom we can report to. Sometimes center sisters may not acknowledge us. Sometimes they would be so busy, tied up with other things, that they might be overlooking what we have done. Probably we might have done a hard day's seva. We might have done seva of such a good VIPs, or it could be anything. I'm just giving a context here. And we would think that nobody really even saw what we have done. And that is where we can just revise this Murli, or think of this Murli, that Baba is seeing everything. Maybe Baba is not there in physical to acknowledge these things, but definitely from Vatan, or wherever we are, he would be definitely taking a note of that. So yeah, this was my insight while reading this Murli for myself from Santi. Another thing I think Baba mentioned is about the double light. Anybody would like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so Baba said that we have to be double light. Then, when we are an embodiment of double light, then we'll be successful in everything that we do.
Yeah. So again, I've experienced this whenever we are on the stage of service. Sometimes, especially one if we have lots of responsibilities, we and earlier I was not experiencing this quite often, and although seva used to happen, but during the time of seva or before the seva, maybe I was not that much happy. And when used to check myself, this was the only reason, not being double light, taking the responsibility burden that, oh, how many people would come? Will the hall really get filled up? Sometimes the main speaker dealing uh, to come. Many things happen, practical. Whenever we organize any seminars of weekends, even Maharathis sometimes get late, sometimes they're stuck in traffic, sometimes participants don't come, sometimes there is no electricity, many things happen. And that is where then earlier I used to get uh, fuzzy, oh, what's going to happen? Papa, will this really happen? Then eventually, as I grew, I started experimenting this double light. So probably experimenting that not really made things more easy. I mean, the events still somehow the other things happen, but from within the sthiti, the stage really is very powerful, and actually that makes a lot of seva. So with that powerful things, we start worrying about future. That doesn't mean that we should be careless. Of course, we have to take appropriate steps. But internally, when we are double light, then the first success is basically for the self. Feel. Forget about the event. Of course, every Baba's event will be successful. I don't think there would be any event which goes without success. But more success to the audience or to the participants coming, I feel that I bring more success to myself, because being part of any seva, any events, first thing is that how was my stage? Did I really enjoy those moments of service? Did I really feel that I could contribute by way of my mind, by way of emitting powers of Sakash to others? So this is a beautiful thing which Baba mentions. Of course, Baba mentions many times, but I was just able to resonate with this, that I'll just quote the Baba's words: those who are double light will easily be able to make themselves embodiment of success in everything they do. Okay, everything meaning everything, not only Baba's seva. It could be anything in our family, lokik, or for that matter, even our day-to-day tasks.
Yeah, so it really, so one who's double light or who can maintain this stage, I think definitely they will be free from the burden, lifting about, like you rightly mentioned, about program or whatever task that they're doing. They will be able to maintain a good stage throughout, which will definitely help them their self progress. Uh, yeah, so that's how I think Baba says success will come, success will be easy for them. Otherwise, yes, there will be so many things happening when a program is on, right? So if we think everything, okay, we need to do, I need to do, and then we will not be able to maintain that awareness throughout, or they will not be feel that double light instead that burden will be felt, and in that stage, nobody can enjoy the program once, and also will not be able to focus on all areas. So if you keep oneself, light, then like Baba said, everything will, you will be able to conduct yourself easily according to the time and circumstances. Also, thank you.
Shanti, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking, like when you just structured the Murli into 3 sections. Of course, the heart of the Murli is a spiritual magnet. And as you rightly said, today we didn't see about it. But I got only one word aware, the power of the gathering. So because it's only a collective gathering, collective vibration, collective consciousness, which can really become a collective force, a collective atmosphere to en masse really attract the outside world, and then we become a magnet. I think I take it to be as like that, like we calling it as rising through spiritual empowerment. We have heard of powers, 8 powers Baba speaks. We use it as individual weapons for each of us. Baba always speaks in the Murli of these powers as our own individual weapons, how to use these when we individually face obstacles in yoga or obstacles in our daily challenges, these kind of powers. It's but what about these powers in a gathering? That's why Baba always, when this international yoga day was started, that was collective yoga, because collectively, uh, all going as subtle Tejasvi, Tapasvi Murat around the world, And I remember even a couple of days back, we had shared about how such kind of subtle forces could moving about in the sky, on the ocean, and beyond the sky can really create a force. So, what I would like to know more is about the part of the gathering. We know there is love. We know there is cooperation. We know there has to be unison in what we think. Then only we can hit the target. So it's not any one man show over here. It's not any one person over here. It has to be a together, because Baba doesn't live for one person or one, he wants all the 6 billion children together. So when I read this, I'm not sure, because it's called as FOP, the future of power. I only remember one FOP which was in Africa under Nizarbai. And I remember like they called it as soft leadership or something. So I think more of the power of gathering is important. That is what Baba is emphasizing over here, I think, on which we should actually throw some more light. How can a gathering see this? There's such a difference between a gathering and a meeting. And what will be the result of a gathering? It's sometimes I feel gathering is a loose word. It is a very loose word. Anything they say is a gathering. But what does this gathering mean, and how can it release powers? So a little bit only Baba has touched in on that here, but I think the whole section what you read today, I could get only one point. The power of the gathering is the future power. Om Shanti.
Yes, and that is why in that double light section which we were reading, Baba mentioned, I just quote, they will, so the double light children, so Baba mentions they will easily be able to conduct themselves according to the time and the circumstances. In their minds, they will be able to remain constantly lost in love. So, in the gathering, many times it so happens that things don't work as we have planned. And sometimes one has to accommodate something as per the times and circumstance. But the power of gathering, if we all are united, if we all have similar thought, I think it is very easy to get success. And you're very right, sister. Baba has even highlighted that in this section of Murli, that was that all children together coming and with the same thought and with the same zeal enthusiasm that actually made this specific event which Baba is referring to a good success. And I've seen, again, based on my experience, for any event, if really there are difference of opinions, one wanting other way, other is not wanting. Probably they may not mention in words, but we can read on the faces. Or when we meet them, generally we hear that, oh, this is not something which should happen. This, so automatically that success of that event is not multifold. Maybe to outsiders it would just be they coming, enjoying and going, but the infusion of gyan may not be that prominent as we wanted it to be. So yeah, these are very subtle things, power of gathering. Not the here we are not referring to gathering the outside people coming in that power. It is more like as a united seva dharis, whenever we plan any event or whenever we execute things, how united we are. And that unity, that power of everyone unitedly, I think that does wonders. So Baba mentions here, you experienced how, Baba, I'm just quoting Baba's word, you experienced how, with the power of everyone in the gathering, all the different obstacles easily vanished. All of you had the elevated thought that success is your birthright and thereby made the task successful. Bab Dada is pleased to see children's zeal, enthusiasm, etc. Om Shanti.
Yeah, and one more point, Praful Bhai, like as I was mentioning about this FOPs, there they had mentioned about shift in power, or what we call it as soft leadership. If any gathering has to be successful, it also depends on the leader who's leading the gathering. And he doesn't think he leads, he feels he's part of that process of leading. So we have studied in management all these techniques of types of leadership, etc., and all. But in spiritual leadership, it's absolutely different. You just cannot go up and lead a dictatorial way, or it cannot take place at all. It is something leading through example, or leading, as Baba said, becoming a spiritual magnet. So I remember one of the things where there was shifting of power. It's not that I alone can sit on the gaddi, I alone can do things. It's each one's responsibility to क्या बोलते हैं दादी का लाज रखना भी like that, to keep the respect of the gaddi. So it's not that shifting of power, that shifting, that each one's responsibility is of the gaddi. It's not just of the leader. I remember that one sharing was done when it took place in Africa, that called as shifting of power. So that's a very nice sentiment which was infused over there about this power of the gathering, because that's what we need now. We have people, so many with so much knowledge. Everyone has got knowledge, everyone can give lectures, everyone has got a deep thing, but that's not the need of the hour, because whatever knowledge you and I or everyone got, it's given by God. We didn't learn it anywhere and all that. That should be the underground thing. I didn't study or create or invent this knowledge. It's all direct shard from the Lord. So that shift of power, and also a soft leadership, I think it'll make the gathering absolutely powerful. Imagine if each one of us, like that sitting over here, just take that we are receiving something directly, and that's a power infused by the Lord. And if we go ahead, I think not even our own ego, nothing can stop us. We can move forward, and we'll really become spiritual magnet. I feel it's a top power, this power of gathering, which if suppose you go deeper and deeper, you can get lovely churnings. And what a leader of Brahma Papa was, my God. Did he come down and say, I am this, I am no, nothing? What a humility person. We have such a perfect example over there. He put the dadis in front and he was behind. That one thing itself is enough for us. That's what we have to do, to put even our people, others in the front. So many techniques. This power of gathering is there.
Anyone else? Any last point before we close?
Shanti, good morning, brother. I was a little late, but I think Baba talked about being lovely, and that makes one obstacle free. So I think I would, if I'm right, Baba talked this way, and it is really true. My teacher here, my boss here says, if you go something with an authority, things would not work. But if you ask anything out of love and lovely, then things will definitely work, be it however big rule it is. So I really think that's true. Remaining humble and lovely can make things work. Om Shanti.
Agree. Somewhere I had learned from someone very long back, and they told the more you go on upper, the more you become bigger or on the management cadre or on achievements level, the more humble you should become. With that said, let's sit in silence for a minute. I, the soul seated at the center of forehead, have a heart to have conversation with Baba. Dear Baba, you're amazing. Each Murli of yours gives us a unique jewel. I get an opportunity to reflect on a different aspect each time. Each Murli of yours, dear Baba, is molding me, is carving that beautiful statue out of me. Amazing Baba, my heartfelt thanks. Take divine drishti from Baba. And back I am seated on the forehead. So with that said, quick announcement. Coming Sundays, that is 7th July, we would be having Sister Monica Gupta from Delhi joining us for this topic, the best meditation. So yeah, make sure that we all try to attend this morning session. Okay, thank you so much everybody for joining. Have a great day and meet you tomorrow morning. Om Shanti.